Hey guys, this is Matt with Elevation Church. Wanting to do another quick tutorial video here. This one's going to be just kind of a part of a basic programming series. This one's going to be over storing queue into a sequence, and we're going to go through like naming sequences, changing fade times, things like that, and just kind of going through really just showing how easy it is, but just walking you through the motions of how to store your own queues and build your own sequences, and hopefully moving on to programming your own songs. So what we're going to start with is we're going to do something super easy, and we're just going to store a queue into a sequence. We're going to do that by storing basically hitting storing a queue into a executor fader. Super easy. What we're going to do, I pulled up the command overlay here. I'm going to hit store. So we just hit store, and we're going to go over here to an open executor fader. We're just going to click. You notice it generated a sequence 120. We see it now pop up here in the sequence pool. It also named it sequence 120. It's just a default. And it also gave it one queue. So what we're going to do is we're also going to hit store again. We're going to click the same sequence, and what's going to happen is it's going to give you this pop-up. Got overwrite, merge, status, merge, remove, release. Create a second queue. That's the default. How you know it's the default is because it's highlighted in yellow. But what we're going to do is we're going to do create second queue. So what we've done here is we've created two queues. We're going to go ahead and close the command overlay. We're going to click right here and where the queues are stored. And we're going to go into the queue editor. What we're going to do is we're actually going to name this Q1, we're going to name Mark. How you do that is you just select it and start typing on a keyboard. You can also do if you have a touch screen, you can do a long press, and it'll also pop it up there. Hit the plus button, and we can go ahead and label this Mark. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for key 2. Do a long press. We're going to label this intro. You can repeat that process with however many queues that you have, and just repeat that same process in naming your queues. We're going to go over here to fade time. Again, long press. My default that I do is 4 seconds across the board. So I'll do 4 seconds for both of these. Another way to do that is you can select them, do a long press, and change all of them at one time. It's a good way to go about it. You also have a couple of different features here. We're just going to focus on the go for now. Now, if you notice, we haven't added any sort of content. We haven't added any sort of information. Before I move on to that, if you notice down here in the sequence, it's actually labeled Mark. It takes the first queue. What we want to do, let's go ahead and open the command overlay. We're going to select assign. We're actually going to press assign twice. It's going to give us this label command. We're going to select up here in the sequence name. We're going to relabel that training V1A, please. So now we've labeled it training V1A. Now we also want to follow a color scheme. This sequence isn't ready, so we're going to hit assign 1, 2, 3 times. It's going to give us this appearance command. We're going to select the sequence. I'm going to change it to red. Red means it's not ready to go. I'm going to hit please. Now it's changed to red. It's also given this red outline. We know that queue is not good to go. Hopefully this kind of gives you an idea about how to store a queue, get into the queue editor, the different assign functions, and in coupling with the other one, we know how to move these around. We also know how to assign, so we can assign to there. But that's how you just store a queue and build basic, actually not even basic, it's how you build queue lists and sequences.